Good morning. This is Dig Deep Mama, and this is tip 5, our final tip, you guys. And today's tip is stay in your family lane. I love that you guys are going to be jumping in with me, not just here this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just for 10 minutes of my speaking, 5 minutes of Q&A, and then watching it throughout the course of the week. I've heard some really great comments from you guys. I've been receiving emails from you, and some of you, I'm so thrilled to find out that you are jumping into 6 sessions of Meant to Live, which starts next week. It's my book, my first book. My first book, you guys, a year ago came out. And we're going to be celebrating that this week too. But I'm really awesome. I'm so thrilled about it. So honored that you read it. So honored that you wrote a review. So honored that you've been a part of that. And then we did a course. We crafted a course called Meant to Live, 6 sessions. And I'm going to be doing it live with you guys next week. So that's different because we were in the summer, people were picking it up, which I'm excited about, and doing it in couples and doing it in groups, social distancing or online or by themselves. But this time round, 6 sessions of Meant to Live that starts next week, I'll be doing it with you. I will be doing a 1 hour every week Zoom session to dig into the material. You get your 6 videos and your questions. You keep that for life. You use it as you will. But this time round, for those 6 weeks only, I will be your Bible teacher. I will be your leader. If you're not into the Bible, even better, just fine. Jump in. I'm interested in helping people understand, what does this even mean? How do I live it today? That kind of stuff. So that starts next week, so it doesn't end here, even though today is our last Dig Deep session. And it's tip 5, as I mentioned a moment ago, which is stay in your family lane. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's do our strengthening statement. Last time we picked it from Proverbs 31:25, and that is the wisdom literature. And so let's say it today. I don't know about you, but I woke up this morning needing to say this. So let's say it together. I am clothed with strength and dignity. I can laugh at the days to come. I'm going to say it one more time, okay? This is the last time we're going to say it together. I am clothed with strength and dignity. I can laugh at the days to come. Now, I don't know what that means to you today, but to me, let me tell you something. Little insider secret, building a ministry is no picnic. Building a ministry when you've come from a job that you've loved and God has called you out and you have to go out and build the thing, it is no walk in the park. So I need that strengthening statement, and likely I'll need it a few times today. All right, let's get to the tip. When we moved to this Philadelphia area 18 years ago, okay, so remember I have 2 sons. David is our older son, 27. Aaron is our younger son, 25. So, I don't know, how old are they? They're like 3rd grade and 5th grade. That's what they were, 3rd and 5th grade when we moved to this area. And remember, this whole Dig Deep Mama is all about... Can you hear my garage door opening? That's my husband leaving. He's now working from his office outside the home. So he's heading out right now. You can hear that garage door. Anyway, we remember, this is all to make sure that moms in particular are feeling like as you are trying to parent those kids right now, you're trying to lead them through COVID-19, lead them through their coursework when they can't, clicking on the link and they can't get in and they're freaking out and this isn't working and the teachers are messing up and they have all kinds of crazy, right? And you're frustrated because you as a mother are going, hello, I didn't sign up for this. No, none of us did. And listen, I'm not saying that I'm in the same situation. My kids are grown. I just told you that. But I am here to say that the principles that I'm giving you in this Dig Deep Mama are the principles. They are there and they apply in your family, whether it is hard and as hard can be, whether there's a pandemic or whether things are sweet. They're the same principles. They apply and they'll always apply. So I'm very confident in these principles. So again, this is to strengthen you as you continue on doing your job as a Spartan mother. Remember, you'll have to look back at video 1 for that if you don't know what I'm talking about. But these are strong, worthy women, and that's who you are, and that's what you are as you continue to parent and get out in front of those kids. So this tip, 18 years ago, we moved to this area, David and Aaron, 5th grade and 3rd grades, okay? And we moved to the area, and there are particular things that I have just put in place that are very meaningful for me. And I just felt like we were swimming upstream. And this is a silly, stupid one. I don't know what you think about it. My husband has always traveled internationally throughout our whole marriage, okay? But for me, when he was home, and even if he was not home, sitting down for a family meal, which to you may sound like, give me a break, how is it possible? It's possible. It takes a little juggling. It takes a little, planning. Okay, what time? I mean, sometimes we're eating at 5. Sometimes we're eating at 7:30. Sometimes, but we are sitting down. So that was completely counterculture when we moved to this area. I don't know what it's like for you, but people just didn't do it. They were eating in their cars. Their kids were eating. I'm like, absolutely not. I'll tell you, when we came to this area, not only was that the case, not only did we experience that, but I remember I was in an exercise class once with a woman who was really stressed out. I probed a little to find out why she was so stressed out. She's like, I just have so much homework. I'm like, oh, are you in grad school? Are you doing your PhD? Are you doing your undergrad? Whatever, No, I'm doing my kids' homework. I was like, what? I'm doing, my son has a lot of work, one child, a lot of schoolwork, and I'm doing his work with him. There was so much pressure in this area of the Northeast. I live outside of Philadelphia, for these mothers, maybe dads too, but for these women in particular, to sit by their kids' side and coach them through. I'm all about coaching your kid, but doing their projects and doing their homework. I was like, are we in La La Land here? You may be insulted by me right now. Fine, be insulted. But let me tell you something. If you're doing your kids' homework, that's a separate topic and a separate issue. I could tell that this was happening. We're not going to talk about that, but I'm telling you, you want to raise strong kids who fail and fall on their face and know how to get up, who know how to get a mark that isn't their best and know how to handle it and not fall apart. You want to raise kids who look and see other people's work who's further ahead than theirs and go, I can do that. Whatever. They're not going to do it by mommy doing their homework, I'll tell you that. Okay, that's a separate issue, but somewhat related. I knew that this was happening not only by this woman, but by many women, people. How did I know that? Well, we went to the 3rd grade little display on parent-teacher night. We're ushered into the, around the school and in particular in the library. And I'm looking at my son, Aaron, who did his projects, did his work. Would I check on him? Honey, you doing okay? There's no way mom was going to do his work. But I would absolutely check in. You doing okay? You need to be encouraged. You need a snack, whatever. You have a tough question? Sure, I'll help you with that. But sitting down and working on it with you? No, you've got this. So we go into the library, and I could tell by the work, this was not 3rd grade work. These were parents doing their kids' work. My family lane was, we sit together, we eat a meal. We used to do breakfast as well until my boys sat me down and said, Mom, we don't want to do this anymore. Okay, they were in their teens, young teens. I was like, I want to respect that. But for dinners, we eat together. We're swimming upstream. Other people were not doing that. Other people were doing their kids' homework. I am not kidding. It was so abundantly clear. When we got into high school, when the kids got into high school, they would have these, I don't remember what they're called, but these once a month meetings that the parents could go to. And the staff is there, and the teachers, maybe not the teachers so much, but the leaders of the maybe the principal would drop in, but the parent-teacher organization, whatever. And I would leave those meetings feeling utterly stressed out because they were basically trying to get us to know, we as the parents, trying to make sure that we were not only on board, in terms of our ethos and cheering our kids on, but like really making sure they were doing their stuff. I'm like, they're high school students. They're in charge. So it's just a completely different ethos. You may disagree with me, but what I'm saying is, and I can totally discuss this if you want to discuss this, but Cam and I have a very different philosophy about parenting than this area that we're living in. There's a lot of pushing, and not getting out in front and going, hey, we're going there. Come on. Or side coaching by the time they're in high school. There was so much pushing of the kids, so much stress, and really control, manipulation, coercion, doing their work. We were like, we are not doing this. But when I'd come home from those meetings once a month, I was stressed out because I'd feel like I wasn't doing what everyone else was doing. Cam would say to me, you went to one of those meetings, didn't you? And I'd be like, yes, I have to stop going to these stupid meetings. Because I had to learn to stay in my family lane. If you're the kind of person who's really controlling, who never listens to anyone else's advice, then staying in your family lane, you may need to open up a little and go, okay, let's be honest, maybe I am a little bit. Maybe I never listen and learn from other people. If that's you, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you have a strong conviction about like, no, we need to be a community as a family in this nutty world. We need to stick together, not in a weird, isolated way, but in a healthy way. This needs to be a unit that is strong and healthy. We're going to eat together. If nobody else does, we're going to stay in your family lane. If we are the ones who pull our kids out of sports because it happens on Sunday morning all the time, this may not apply to you if you're not a church-going person, but if you are, we were one of those families. Now, truth be known, our kids were involved in sports, but they weren't like these amazing, sports people. But church was going to be far more a priority than sports ever would. And that is so countercultural here in the US. Oh my gosh. And I think in Canada too. Hockey was the big thing. But we're like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That may be you staying in your family lane. It's painful at times because your kid looks like they're missing out on everything. Let me tell you something. My kids are very strong kids. I told you my older son, double majoring at Harvard in grad school. He's not missing out on a blessed thing. Our younger son is a very strong performer in business. He's like his father. And I am very proud of him. And the college he chose to go to was a small Christian college. It wasn't some big woo college. It wasn't Harvard. But it was a good, really awesome foundation for him. And yeah, now he's looking at, a great school to do an MBA. It's not about the school. It's about the kid being grounded as a person, and you need to choose if everyone's doing this, but I really believe that this is the better way to go. I've looked at others, I've learned, I've listened, I've paid attention to what my kids need. Am I going on too long? Maybe I am. Ooh, I've gone over, guys. Stay in your family lane. Stay in your family lane. Swim upstream. Go with your convictions. Don't be weird. Don't be weird, but stay in your family lane. All right, enough said. Do you have anything you want to add to that? Any questions? Anything I've said or left unsaid? I know I've said a bunch of stuff that you're probably going, hey, Nancy, got a problem with that. Okay, fine. Give me a comment and let's discuss. Or if you have a question about anything that I've said, please, I would love to hear from you. I want to talk to you. I forgot to mention at the beginning that you can, formulate a question or whatever. So if you're not formulating a question, I'll give you a second. Hey, oh my gosh, Heather. Hi, sweetie. I love that you're here. We used to be in classes together and now you're here. I love that you're here. Listen, Heather, I hope this makes sense to you. I suspect, knowing you as I do, it does make sense. I just think too far women are doing this today. I think we get dragged along. I have a friend who's on my prayer team for the ministry that I have, Nancy Hicks Live. And don't forget, I'll be doing this same session tonight on Instagram Live at 9 p.m. And I have a friend who actually swims upstream in his canoe. Like, he deliberately starts at the bottom of the stream and canoes upstream. And for me, that's such a good visual for this particular tip. I'm glad you do it, Heather. Heather, in what ways do you do it? Give me one way that you and your family swim upstream, or you stay in your family lane, And again, I don't think you're the kind of person who's like in a bubble. I'm not talking about a Christian bubble. If you are a Christian and you homeschool your kids and you stay in a bubble, that's a separate issue. I disagree with that. I don't think that's the way to go. I really don't. But I am talking about going, man, these guys are wackadoodle. This is nuts. This is me pushing and pressuring my kid to perform and to be something that maybe I was never, or to make our family look good or whatever. We got to be careful, you guys. Stay in your family lane doesn't mean being weird and being in a bubble. And it certainly doesn't mean that you are going to like those kids. You want the best from them, but there are ways to get at that. All right. Stay in your family lane. Stay in your family lane. Liz, what'd you say? Hi, Nancy. Off the topic. So many families are dealing with kids who are stressed and unhappy. I know. Okay, sweetheart, let me see what else you've said here. Due to virtual learning. Okay. I don't mind if it's off topic. Due to virtual learning. What can we do for these kids aside from finding private school or homeschooling? All right. I have a couple of thoughts on this whole virtual learning thing. First of all, I don't know. Remember the tips. I want to go through, actually, guys, I want to just review. I'm going to answer that question, Liz, okay? And I'm okay to spend a couple of extra minutes. Here are the tips we've gone through. You can always look back at the videos, but review these tips, okay? The first tip I gave you was fuel up, Mom. Fuel up. If you come at it tired, you come at it, them dragging you out of bed, you're done before the day started. Forget it. Forget about it. If you have to get up at 5 a.m., get up at 5 a.m., Mama, okay? So fuel up. Number 2. Your child needs. Remember, you're paying attention to that child, Liz. I'm getting to your question. Your child needs. That was tip number 2. Number 3, these videos are all on my Facebook feed, okay, guys? Tip number 3, hold it together in front of the kids. At times, you're going to want to rip your hair out. At times, you're going to want to smash everything in sight. I told you what to do in those situations. Hold it together in front of the kids. You're the mother. You're in charge. Number 4, keep it simple. Give yourself a skeletal structure and margin, all right? And then today's tip 5, and tip 5 is stay in your family lane. Okay, let me answer your question, Liz. When it comes to virtual learning, go back over those tips, okay? Get yourself grounded. Be calm with the child. Honey, we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out. I don't know what the structure, I know a lot of moms are doing hybrid models. I have heard from a neighbor of mine who's a mother of 2 that she has partnered with another friend. I know we're in COVID, no kidding, right? That's why this is happening. But can you partner maybe with one other family, Liz? And maybe you're doing this already. Can you partner with one other mother, one other family, quarantine together, if you will, and say, listen, can you take these topics or these hours a day, and I will take these. So I'm going to take your kids and my kids. And whether it's alternating days or whether it's half a day or these topics or whatever, figure out a plan with at least one other mother, one other family. Can you share those things together so that you can step back and have a break? And she takes your kids, right? And her own. And then you swap it out. That's one thought I had. When it comes to the virtual learning, get those children up and out of their seats. I gave this as one of the tips. I don't remember what tip it was, but I said, get them up and get them moving their bodies, right? Yes, that helps a lot. I'm glad, Heather. Think about one other family. Don't go it alone, Mama. Don't do this to yourself. You are not a hero. You are a Spartan woman. I want Spartan women. I want to help you be a Spartan woman. But you can't go it alone. Nobody does this alone. No way. So think about that. Get the kids up out of their seats, give them a break, give them their favorite snacks, be silly with them. Run up and down the block, shake the sillies out, blare the music, do something to get the energy, we need our peeps. You better believe it, honey. You better believe I don't know where I'd be without my peeps. So can I tell you, Lauren, hi. Yes. Who do you do it with, Lauren? What are you doing? I know we're going over time, and I got to walk with my girlfriend at 7:30. But I want to spend a little extra time. If you have other thoughts or questions, is this helpful? Get those kids to be ridiculous when they're not on the flippin' computer. Get them away. My son David, he's doing a double major. He's doing the law portion, Harvard Law. And he has glasses, you guys, not because he needs glasses, but he has screen-saving glasses. I saw him wearing them. I'm like, when did you get glasses? Because he hasn't lived at home, but now that he's going through the cancer treatments and doing the grad school virtually, he's living here. And these glasses on, they protect his eyes. I don't know what they're called, but I can certainly investigate and put it up. But cool, I wonder if they have crazy glasses that you could get your kids to wear to protect their eyes. I don't know what they are, Google them. But he wears these really, they're gorgeous on him. I love them. But, glasses to protect his eyes. But I'm telling you, he gets up. He is so awesome. He gets up and I can see him walking around the yard. He's recovering from surgery. Get those kids up and be silly with them. Like, blah, 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 blah. Do not so things with them. Massage their faces. Go to the mirrors with them and just get them to stimulate their skulls. You know what I mean? I would do anything for my children, wouldn't you? Get them to relax their tongues, wiggle their ears with them, massage their little lobes, get those things for the heads, those things that stimulate their skulls, massage their little hands for them, stimulate their little feet. Okay, I'm getting nutso. I am a little nutso. Now my hair's messy too. Look what you guys did. Just totally joking. Okay, talking about staying in our own lane. We decided to pull out of virtual learning and precisely, Jen. Okay, I'm going to leave in a minute, guys. All right, I love you. I could talk not all day. I could talk for a while. That's the thing. What? Yes, of course, Liz. If being a positive presence, to me, that goes without saying. Every mother wants to be a positive presence. The issue isn't, right, Liz? I agree with you. Be a positive presence, right? And absolutely. But the reality is, for a lot of you, you need to look back at my videos. 5 tips there, guys. And I want to hit it again. I want to tell you again. Next week, I start Meant to Live. This does not have to end. And Meant to Live is 6 sessions. You own the videos. You buy the videos. You get the PDF download with insightful questions. They're yours to keep for life. You do them at your leisure. And then for these 6 sessions only starting next week, I am going to coach you through the material. I will be your guide. I will be your leader. I will be your cheerleader. I will be your positive presence because I know sometimes you don't have it in you, but I want to help you with that. So if you jump into Meant to Live, I put the link in the thing here today. Then we can I will strengthen you. By God's grace, I will pour into you for these next, I think we go to the beginning of November, first week in November. And there's a 1-hour Zoom we'll have with each other every week. And I will coach you through. You can cry in my lap virtually. Bring your friends. I want to do this. Heather knows, Liz knows. I've been teaching Bible classes and leading groups of women for years. Okay. Back to what Jen Kring said, stay in your lane, stay in your lane, last point. Tip 5, remember, stay in your family lane. If you're looking around and you're going, this whole virtual learning is not working for me. It's not working for our family. If there's another option, like she said, homeschooling, do it. Pay attention to what's going on in your soul. Pay attention to who God has put around you. Pay attention to your gifting. Jen, I know you were a teacher. So homeschooling, you're like, forget this virtual learning. I'm going to take charge here. Do it. Stay in your family lane. Pay attention to your children. Pay attention to what your friends that you trust, not your friends who are like, who are falling over the cliff. You're going to take wisdom from people who are losing it? No. You're going to love them and support them, but you're not going to sit and take their wisdom. Like, be wise. So, but for you to be positive, that's not always possible. I can help you with that, but you need to pay attention to those kids, pay attention to what you've got around you, pay attention to who you are, and stay in your family lane by exactly what Jen said. If you're going, okay, I've tried the homeschooling thing, can't do it, maybe virtual learning is the way. Okay, I've tried this on my own, can't do it, maybe we come together with another family. Okay, I've tried that. Okay, figure out what your family is about and what you need. Figure it out as a family. Take in what your kids are saying and make a decision. Stick with it. You can do this. You have got this. Dig deep, mama. Dig deep, mama. All right, you guys, I love you. Push out the noise, right? I know. Listen, I'm all about helping people who are falling off a cliff. I'm not talking about when the crap hits the fan of your family. Stuff happens. Hello, I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people making stupid decisions all the time, like every time they turn around. And you're going to take wisdom from them? Really? Really? All right, enough said. I'm being mouthy now. I'm sorry. I love you guys. You've got this. Jump into Meant to Live. Remember the tips. I'm here to serve you. This is my aim and my goal and my ambition in life. Helping people is different than following fools. Ha! Got that right. That's right. You can minister to a fool, but you don't take wisdom. You don't take advice from a fool. Don't do that. That's a separate tip for another day. All right. God bless you guys. Dig deep, mama. Love ya.